Good morning, dear children. I welcome you all for today's online class. Since from 2 weeks we have studied the supplementary reader lesson. Today I have come with another one more lesson. This is the first lesson of your syllabus. The intention to start supplementary reader was to make you easy. I hope you have understood the lesson. And if you have any difficulties, please let me know in WhatsApp group. You can send your difficulties to me. I will clear it one by one, children. Many of you are sending notes to me, and alternatively I am checking those notes, and the notes are quite appreciable. The way you are writing is very good. You have to write that way only. First of all, words meaning, then later question answers, and I request you to write in your own sentences. Do not refer any guide or any kind of reference book. Please try to make your own sentences and write the answers. Okay. Today let's start the first lesson, and the first lesson is the best advice I ever had. The best advice I ever had is written by Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was the sister of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was the first Prime Minister of our country. See, she is Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Let's have a look on the introductory part of the author. Since from 1900 to 1990, she was born in 1900. Up till 1990 she was there. On December 1, 1990 she died. So, a woman who was very passionable and courageous, a lady with the dreams where every Indian was having a dream to make the country free. So a woman, where she lived in 1900, actually a woman was not having such kind of status how the men were getting. She was not getting the equal rights, children. She was not treated equally like men. So in those days, in those such kind of critical days, how she found her place, how she built up her status, that is main important. So here when we have a look on the introductory part, it says that she was an Indian diplomat. Diplomat means a person who represents his or her country in other foreign countries, just like called as representative in other countries. So what she was a diplomat, she was a politician. So actually she was very famous for her participation in freedom movement. Freedom movement which started in 1857, which got end up in 1947, children. Many of the freedom fighters participated in it. Only one aim it was. The revolution started in 1857. The aim of the freedom fighter was to get freedom. So in that kind of freedom struggle, even Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit did not step back. She came forward, she participated, and she had gone to prison for 3 times for this. Putting in the prison means she was not a criminal. She had not done any kind of wrong thing. Only in 1932, 1933, up to 1933, then 1940, 1942, up to 1943. It is said that because of she was participating in freedom struggle, because of that she was going to prison. So next, the great thing was about her was she believed in Mahatma Gandhiji's thoughts. So she considered Mahatma Gandhiji as influential person. This is one thing. Then in 1944 she lost her husband. After her husband's death, she went to United States. She stayed there up to 1946. For a main lecture, she had gone there, children. Not only this, after independence, she entered into the diplomatic service. Means she started to work as diplomat only. She started to represent her country in other countries. Then in the United States, Mexico, she was an ambassador in Ireland, then in United States, Mexico. Then she was also the Indian High Commissioner to United Kingdom and Spain. In 1953, she became the first woman president of the United Nations General Assembly. Okay. Then, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit died on December 1, 1990. President Ramaswamy Venkatraman described Mrs. Pandit as a luminous strand in tapestry of India's freedom struggle. Distinctive in her elegance, courage and dedication, Mrs. Pandit was an asset to the national movement. She was a very brave woman. She was dedicated. She had fully dedicated her life to the country. So, she was considered as a shining star. Luminous star means a shining, bright star. In a tapestry means in a integracy means there was a list of the people who had contributed their life to the country, means contributed a lot much to the country. So in such kind of list, she was just like a shining star, shining name in those lists. She was a courageous woman, she was dedicated woman. So such kind of woman, she wrote this lesson, and this lesson is just like an autobiography, children. Actually it is an article. Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was writing for a magazine, monthly magazine. So in that monthly magazine she had written this article. When we read this, it is just like, it appears like it is an autobiography. She had shared her experiences with us. And what kind of experiences she is going to share with us, let's read and find out. Okay. This is the glossary part. You can find this glossary part in your textbook also. And while watching the online class, I request you to keep your textbook open. I will be reading this content, children, but still if you watch the textbook also, it will be very easy for you, so that you can note down the important points in the textbook also. Okay. See, the best advice I ever had, and here Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit want to tell us that she had got an advice which she considered as best in her life. Ever had means maybe she had got many advices in her life, but this advice maybe worked in her life, worked out in her life, and it was possible for her to forget the problems also, maybe. So she has written this as the best advice I ever had. Now there is an activity. Identify the following great personalities, and you have to write it, children. And here the match of the following also given here. What is that? The first woman president of UN General Assembly. Who is she? She is none other than Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Then the second one, the first woman judge of the Supreme Court of India. She is Fatima Bibi. Then the first woman IPS officer of India is Kiran Bedi. The first woman president of India, she is Pratibha Patil. The first woman prime minister of India, she is Indira Gandhi. The first woman governor in India, she is Sarojini Naidu. So I hope you have got the answers. Let's have a look on the next paragraph. The lesson given below is an article written by Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit one of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's sisters. She wrote it for the Reader's Digest, a monthly magazine, when she was the High Commissioner for India in the United Kingdom. This I had told before also that this is an article but appears like an autobiography. Here Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit is going to share her own experiences with us. So when she was working as Commissioner, High Commissioner for India in United Kingdom, that time she has written this for the magazine, monthly magazine, the Reader's Digest children. Okay. Next, let's see. This is the content. The first paragraph and the second paragraph. Let's read and find out what is covered in this. The best advice I ever had came from one of the greatest souls the world has ever known, Mahatma Gandhi, on a sunny afternoon a decade ago. It was afternoon time. Maybe Vijayalakshmi Pandit had gone to meet Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji is not only ideal for her, he was ideal for us also. Even today, he is considered as the nation's father of the nation. So, such kind of influential person, she call him as one of the greatest soul on the earth, in the world. She got the advice from this greatest soul, children. Mahatma Gandhi ji has advised her when she had gone in the afternoon time to meet him. It was somewhat 10 years back. Now she recollects it. 10 years back incident she recollects and she tells to herself. And she has written in the form of this in the form of this article. What she has written? Some 10 years back in afternoon time I had got this advice. So this advice is considered as the best advice. Okay. From whom she got? She got it from Mahatma Gandhi ji. Most people pass through a period of anguish when their belief in humanity is at a low ebb. It was such kind of time where Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was feeling very low grade, very downgrade. Maybe she had faced some kind of problems, she has faced some kind of obstacles, and those obstacles had made her to believe, made her to think negative, children. So she had lost her belief in humanity. Totally, she had lost. Period of anguish means she was very angry that time. Whenever anybody was going and talking to her, she was getting angry and she was taking it in a negative way. She was not thinking in a positive way. So she tells here, most people pass through a period of anguish when their belief in humanity is at a low ebb. Most people, she call it. Why? Because she was going in such kind of time. She was going through in such kind of time where she lost her belief in humanity and she was feeling downgrade in life. I was in such a period. See, it is mentioned here. She was in such a period. My husband had recently died. Yes. Why she was thinking like she is in such a period? Because she had lost her husband. She was a widow. My deep sorrow over his loss was followed by the humiliating realization that in the eyes of Indian law, I had no individual existence. Why she was feeling low grade? Because she had lost her husband and even the law of the country, law of India, was not giving much prominence to her. What kind of expectation she had from Indian law, she was not getting such kind of thing. Means the expectations were proved wrong. And for that reason, she was thinking like she had left alone on earth. She was thinking like she don't have any kind of importance on earth. So this was making her to get in deep sorrow. She was suffering. She was thinking like she don't have any kind of important place in life. It was just like humiliating to her. Along with other Indian women, I had participated for years with men in the national struggle for freedom, working and suffering side by side with them until it had finally been achieved. Yet in law, we women were still recognized only through our relationship to men. She considered herself as a very dedicated person. But what she believes in herself is not giving much importance. It doesn't matter. What it matters is what kind of place she is getting in the law of the country. She was a widow. She tells us that she had participated many times in freedom struggle. She had been side by side with the men, and finally until we finally achieved the freedom. But now when she lost her husband, she was not getting the proper place in her family, the proper place in the law. So this was making her to think in negative. So she started to look herself inferior. She was feeling like someone is considering her as inferior. This happens, children. She was in such kind of age. In olden days in our country, the woman was not getting much important like men. She was not getting the high status like men. So this is mentioned here. Yet in law, we women were still recognized only through our relationship with men. That means only men are getting more importance here, she tells. Understood? Let's see. Now, as a widow without a son, I was not entitled to any share of the family property, nor were my two daughters. See, she had property, but she was not getting a single share of the property. She was not getting any share. Why? Because she was not having a son. See, in our laws, in olden days, the son was considered as the descendant of the family, and he was getting the share of the property. The daughters were not getting. Now the law has changed. Now today, presently, the daughters are also getting the share of the property. But in olden days, so this was troubling her. She had two daughters. She was not getting the share of the property. I resented this galloping position. I was bitter towards those members of my family who supported this antiquated law. Many of her family members were supporting this law, children. They could have given her. She was not having any kind of support behind. She had lost her husband. She was not having son. She had only two daughters. And she was expecting that her family members will understand her position, her suffering. But even her family members were not understanding her problems, her obstacles. So this made her to fill her heart with the hatred. She started to hate them. It was a galloping position for her. She was not very strong. She was not very brave. Who supported this antiquated law? Antiquated means old-fashioned law. This old law it is called as. At this time I went to pay my respects to Gandhiji and say goodbye before leaving for America to take part in the conference. So she decided to leave the country. Before leaving the country, she thought of to meet Gandhiji. So where she decided to go, children? She decided to go to America. She wanted to participate in conference. So before going to America, she went to meet Gandhiji. Just to pay regards last time, to bid farewell, just to meet him. So from whom she got advice, children? From Mahatma Gandhi ji. So this is the time. Before going to America to attend a conference, she went to meet Gandhi ji. Okay. After our talk, he asked, "Have you made your peace with your relatives?" I was amazed that he would take sides against me. I have not quarrelled with anyone, I replied. But I refuse to have anything to do with those who take advantage of an outworn law to create a difficult and humiliating situation for me. See, when she went to meet Mahatma Gandhiji, the first question asked by Gandhiji was, have you made peace with your relatives? Means the conflicts which was going between her family members and her, Gandhiji was familiar with it, and he wanted to know whether she had gone and met her family members or not. Here, after coming to know a question, she was bit confused. She was amazed also. She was surprised. And she said, she questioned herself. She was talking to him herself. Instead of taking her side, Mahatma Gandhiji was taking her family side. This made then she replied, no, I have not quarrelled with anyone. Why I should make peace with them, she said. Instead, she was thinking like her family members are taking advantage of her position because they were not giving a share of property to her. This was the thing. So it was troubling her a lot. It was making her to go in a deep sorrow. Then every day she was feeling like she was going into depression. Understood? Gandhiji looked out of the window for a moment, then he returned to me and smiled and said, you will go and say goodbye because courtesy and decency demand this. In India, we will attach importance to these things. Then after asking a question, Mahatma Gandhiji, when he got a reply that she has not quarrelled with anybody, then he turned and he started to look out of the window. Then he turned back and he looked at me, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit, and he smiled and he said, how you came to meet me, same way you have to go to your family members and say goodbye. Why? Because the culture and tradition of India says this. What it says, children? It says that courtesy and decency is very important in our life. And it develops the attachment also. Then what Vijayalakshmi Pandit replied? She said, no, I declared, not even to please you will I go to those who wish to harm me. She had got hurt so much that she not want to see their faces also. So what she said, directly she refused. She said, no, I'm not going to please anybody. I'm not going to please you and go and meet those members who are hurting me. Then what Mahatma Gandhiji said, see here, this is very important. No one can harm you except yourself, he said, still smiling. I see enough bitterness in your heart to cause you injury unless you check it. No one can harm you except yourself. This is the advice, children. Mahatma Gandhiji said, you have to think out what kind of bitter things you have filled in your heart. You have to wash those bitter things from your heart. Otherwise, it will cause you injury. You are going to suffer. You are going to feel fall in depression. That's what you have to check it. You have to throw it. You have to make your heart to lose it, that bitterness, hatred. Otherwise, what happens, children? It harms her only. She will be in trouble. She will be always thinking like everyone, whoever she meets, she will think like they are bad only. So this is the best advice she got from Gandhiji. No one can harm you except yourself. How it worked out in her life, in which different situations it worked in her life. That we have to read and find out. Tomorrow again we will continue with the remaining part of the lesson. Till then, take care of yourself.